Hello, Taurus. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your June 2024 reading. We will move through the month, clarify everything, move through the month again, and go through a bunch of oracles. Definitely stay till the end because we'll dip into the energy that is coming for you next month. We'll have a sort of preview for that. I am going to be asking you something right now, real quick, that I'm asking all the signs. I have this, I was gifted with this Paw Mystery Dog Edition tarot deck, and I want to know if you guys would enjoy having a pet reading. If you're interested in that, leave a message in the comments. If you think this is ridiculously stupid, I will not get insulted. Leave the message in the comments. It's fine. I'm just looking for opinions right now. A lot of people seem to want to do this, but I'm really still on the fence about it. So let's start off your month here. You have the Lovers. So your month could be very well. I mean, with looking at the rest of these cards, for at least some of you, your month might be taken up by thoughts of a relationship or someone in your life. This is traditionally the card of Gemini. It doesn't have to be a Gemini you are involved in, but it is the card of Gemini. We are in Gemini season. And also, it is the card of making a choice. So, there's many meanings. We'll go back to that as we go through the reading. You did pull a card of vinegar here. And when I pull this card, usually, to put it simply, you may be looking back on your past, and there's something in your past here that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Sort of acidic taste in your mouth, and it could very well be the person you're involved with now, or it could be other things that happened in your past that's affecting the relationship you're in now. You also have the card of parenthood, and parenthood doesn't necessarily mean children. It just means healing your inner child. And judging from this card, it is something from your past, and when it's followed by this card, healing something from your past, I'm inclined to say that at least for some of you, there is something that needs to be healed from your past if any connection is going to have longevity. But here we have magnetic attraction. So there is someone here, Taurus, that you are magnetically attracted to, or someone who is magnetically attracted to you. It is backed up by these two cards here. If I could pick them up, that would be great. Which is longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. And you also have obsession. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. So there is definite attraction here. There is definite passion here. There is definite one of you or both of you, especially with the Lovers here, are definitely invested in this connection for sure. There is something about the past that comes into this in some way. Let's look at the beginning of your month. We have the beginning, the middle, and the end of your month here present on the table. And you have the Seven of Wands coming in sideways here. And when a card comes in sideways, in my readings anyway, it really means it's a choice. So the Seven of Wands typically means being sort of taking a last stand. And you may be tired, but you're going to push through and you're going to do this. You're determined. It's sort of a card of like determination. And it's coming in sideways. So there may be one of you in this connection that feels like they don't know. They're not sure about the connection. You do have the Page of Coins here, and at least in this reading, I think the Page of Coins is some sort of message that comes in. There is a message that comes in. You receive a message here, Taurus, and it does lead to a Two of Cups in reverse moment. Where at the beginning of the month you may feel, and when I say a message, it could be a literal message where you're getting a text message or a verbal message from someone, or it could be you're receiving a message in your gut about this connection that makes you unhappy. There's something going on here that is disturbing to you for some way. I'm not really sure what's going on yet, but there is something that comes in, whether it is your intuition or whether it's an actual message that doesn't sit right with you. And what I'm trying to figure out is Is this uncertainty coming from this other person, or is it coming from past experiences you've had? Let's see. Mid-month, we have the Empress in reverse, and many readers think of the Empress as the sign of Taurus. It could be Taurus, it could be Aries, it could be Libra, depending on who you listen to. So you could be involved with any one of those three signs. This could, of course, be you. This is generally, if it is Taurus, it is the feminine side of Taurus. And being that it's upside down, there is a lack of abundance, a lack of fertility. There's lack here on the table coming from someone in this connection. And you do have the Nine of Coins centering your whole reading. And this is someone who believes that they are fine by themselves. They don't need to be in a connection to be happy. Actually, I think that's a very good attitude. Even if you do love someone, it's better to feel like you don't need the connection. You'd like the connection. And so that's how someone feels. And that is the center of the whole reading. That very well might be you, to be honest with you. You do have the Magician here. And so the Magician is Gemini / Aquarian energy, and the Magician has all the tools at their disposal to make something work. So it's either you or the person you're with that feels, yes, I could make this work, but do I want to make this work? There's something odd. We're going to clarify everything and figure it out. I mean, there's something odd about the connection, and I'm not sure whether it's the connection or whether it's you. And it's your fears from the past, things that have gone on in your life. You do have here the Ace of Coins in reverse. I mean, this would be a new opportunity, right? And the new opportunity is in reverse towards the end of the month. And it looks like someone with the Six of Swords here is moving on and going somewhere else. And you have the King of Swords here. And the King of Swords obviously is an air sign. Many people believe it's Aquarius, but it could be any air sign, and it could literally be anyone who steps into this energy temporarily. And the King of Swords in reverse is someone with a very sharp tongue, someone who is very stubborn, someone who is very set in their ways, someone who is not afraid to be launch verbal assaults on someone. Listen, we could all step into this energy temporarily, right? I know I've been angry and I've said things and I've stepped into this energy. It doesn't mean that whoever does this is a bad human being. It just means that maybe something happened to elicit this response. Maybe this person is feeling out of sorts. Maybe this person is feeling a certain way temporarily. But I have to tell you, the King of Swords in reverse is no one to mess with when they're upset. So let's look at your warnings. You do have rejection here. There may be a rejection here on the table. This rejection could be coming from you, or it could be coming from someone else. You also have self-deception. By the way, I use these tarot cards here at the end as oracles, in case you're wondering. And you have self-deception and disharmony. These are the three warnings for your month. And when I see the self-deception, I can't help but think, Taurus, that there is something from your past. It could be your childhood. It could be your adulthood, but it could be something that happened within another relationship that you had that had such a big impact on you that it's acid-based. And it sort of spoils connections for you here. And that's where the self-deception may come in. You may reject this connection. You may find a reason to reject this connection. Likewise, it may be someone else that rejects this connection and sort of unleashes a beast within you. Maybe you get triggered in some way. I mean, let's look at your blessings. We are going to go over everything, so it's not like I'm rushing through this, by the way. You do have, in your blessings, you have self-discipline, and I like that for you. Whoever's reading this is probably very self-disciplined when they want to be, and you have delays. So whatever delays you experience this month is going to be a gift. So if something doesn't happen quick enough for you, and I always say that about Taurus people, they can be they don't like waiting for what they want. They like to have what they want right away. And so if you may need to learn some patience this month. Any delay that you experience is a gift. And here you have imbalance. So there's something that may go on this month, Taurus, that sets you off balance, that makes you feel imbalanced, Sagittarian energy. But more than that, it is in your blessings. So if you feel an imbalance where you can't really stabilize yourself, if you're experiencing delays, if you are, your self-discipline if you're experiencing this, you're on the right track. You may experience this and feel like you're out of sorts. It is not grounding energy. Taurian people love to be grounded in reality. They like to be grounded. This is not grounded energy. I think you're being asked to step out of the box. There is something going on this table that's old. There is something going on this table that has roots in your past. And I think that the universe is asking you to step out of your comfort zone in some way here. So let's start clarifying everything. Give these a quick shuffle. I am using the vice versa deck. The vice versa deck obviously is a two-sided deck, and we do not read them as a result. We do not read them in reverse. Show me the beginning of the month. That came out very quickly. You have the sword of truth here. So you may be wondering if you should pursue this situation. There is a message that comes in that makes you, creates an imbalance, creates you not being sure of this connection anymore. And you have the sword of truth here. So you're being asked to think clearly. You're being asked to take that sword and cut through what's real and what's not. Self-deception, remember? You may convince yourself of something that's not true. Mid-month here. Mid-month. Beautiful energy. You have the Magician. And the Magician came out twice in this column for mid-month. It's an important card. Not only is it a major arcana, but it came out twice. So it is an important message for you, Taurus. It does say here that you have all the tools at your disposal to get through this and cut to the truth and cut to what's really going on. And you need to sort of tap into that. You need to tap into it if you want to. You know, it's not even about this connection. This could be any connection. This connection could be the best thing since sliced bread, or it could be the worst thing in the world. But the bottom line is, what's on the table here is you and the way you're going about things. And I think that if you're going to, the attraction part is easy, right? It's easy for us to be attracted to someone and feel this longing and this sexual presence and stuff like that. But the longevity is a whole different thing, right? Having something that's real, that's loving, that's long-lasting, that's enduring is different. And the Magician tells us that you have the ability to change water into wine, right? To change this into something of significance. But you're going to have to cut through the past here. There is something from your past here, Taurus, for sure. You have the end of the month. The end of the month. Yeah. This is someone, this is the Knight of Swords, right? This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. And this would be, you're off to the races, and this would be coming back, right? And it looks like you have the Six of Swords, which is an indication of you moving ahead somewhere. In fact, there's a lot of swords at the end of the month, which is a lot of mental energy. It's a lot of you trying to cut through something. Cut through something. You have forward motion, and then you have a motion coming back. It's like you don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know if you're going for this or not going for this. Something has you really I mean, off balance is the only thing that keeps popping into my head. There is something off balance about the way you're reacting to something. It's almost like someone triggered something. You've been triggered. Somebody triggered something here. Show me this. Show me these warnings. And here you have your page again. I mean, you have the page at the beginning of the month and you have the page here. And remember when I said that Page of Coins in this reading anyway, especially followed by the Two of Cups in reverse, is a message that you receive. It's a message you receive. And I told you it's either an actual literal message that you receive or it's a message that your subconscious is receiving. And it went from being in your reality at the beginning of the month to being in your warnings column. So it's the way you're perceiving something. You're perceiving something incorrectly. You're perceiving something incorrectly because in this very column, it does say self-deception. There's something going on where you're looking at something the wrong way. Show me these blessings. Beautiful. It's the 10 of Cups, Taurus. This is like the ultimate love card. Once again, I don't know that the relationship itself is on the table. It's your happiness here that hangs in the balance, though. Maybe this relationship is your happiness, but there is something here that's blocking and threatening to come in between your happiness and you. At the bottom of the deck here, you do have the Fool, right? I mean, what did I say? At the end of the month, you don't know if you're coming or going. This is the card of starting a new path, you know? And I'm not saying that's what you're going to do because it's very unclear what you're going to do. In some of these cards, you say the hell with you and you walk away. And in other cards, it looks like you're trying. And I think that you're struggling here with that decision. Let me see. Let's clarify a little further. Show me the Sword of Truth here. Show me the Sword of Truth for Taurus here. It says unicorn. Use your intuition. Use your intuition to make better choices. Your intuition. For some of you, your intuition is doing you dirty. For some of you, anyway. I don't think that's true of all of you. I think you're receiving messages that aren't really messages. But for others of you, this is quite literal. And, you know, you may have received a message that throws you off. It triggers something here. Show me this Magician, please. Show me this Magician. You have wind chimes, peace and harmony. And you have the Magician twice. You have peace and harmony. You have the Nine of Coins in the center of your reading. There is a part of you here, Taurus, that feels almost safer being alone, but yet you're lonely. So you're in a sort of pickle where you do want to be with someone, and at the same time, there is danger in that for somebody, whoever's reading this is, there is something that's triggering from your past that's affecting your present moment, and you feel safer being alone, but you feel lonely being alone. So you're constantly in this sort of cycle, you know. Give me the end of the month here. Give me the end of the month here. You have target, goal-oriented person. And yeah, I did see self-discipline here too. Whoever's reading this is a goal-oriented person. And that's the problem. You can't. It's almost as if someone's trying to take the philosophy they use for work and apply it to a relationship, and it just doesn't work, right? To be goal-oriented is great, but to be goal-oriented and that's it, or to be goal-oriented primarily in a relationship that's supposed to be emotionally based is difficult. Now, feel free to switch the energies here too. You know, I did put that in the description box of all my readings, but I think some people need to be reminded that when I'm describing something, and I'm saying, you know, that it's you. It very well could be the person you're dealing with. Give me these warnings. Give me these warnings. Show me these warnings here. You do have pen, and it says new job. Yeah, I mean, this isn't, this obviously didn't turn out to be a career reading. So this is new. It's in your warnings. You may be very, very tempted here, Taurus, to start new with somebody else. But I think you should work through this to get to the bottom of it for yourself. It may be very tempting for you to just say the hell with you or the hell with this. I'm just going to move on now this month, honestly. But I think that you should use some of that self-discipline and goal orientation to try to figure out what the heck is going on. Show me this. Show me these beautiful blessings for Taurus. Throne, a position of authority. Well, definitely, Taurus. I mean, you are in a position of authority in your own life, for sure. I think the throne is trying to tell us that it is up to you, right? You're the one in charge of this situation in many, many ways. You're the one who needs to work through things. You're the one who needs to decide whether this relationship could move on to be something more rooted or whether you should throw it away. But I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that for many of you, you should really try to figure out where this vinegar is coming from. It's something from your past. It's right next to the Lover's card. You know, but it's something that you need to figure out. Now let's take a quick look here into your future. You do have the lightning here. And what's interesting about this particular card is that the lightning usually comes out when someone feels like their work is done, right? Like maybe you have done a lot of work on yourself. Maybe you have done that. And so there may be a part of you that feels, well, I'm finished. I did all that work and I'm ready. And this card is here to remind us that we are never finished and that there's always more work that needs to be done, to not get too comfortable in that feeling. There is a card of addiction here, and it says addiction, it says toxic attachment, drugs, alcohol, obsession, and there is an obsession here as well. So if you're not, if you don't have a particular addiction like drugs, alcohol, sex, things, anything like that, if you're addiction free that way, then this addiction could be an obsessive quality that you have in general that you need to address. This card does say, it says this relationship can stand the test of time. So this relationship has potential, Taurus. It just does. It's up to you whether you want to see that or not, or move past it, or move through the difficult parts that are there. It doesn't matter who you end up with, you're going to face difficulty. And how you face it, how you do it is going to determine the end result every time, right? You have the Hierophant here, and this is the card of Taurus, and it is in reverse. And this is, you know, for a Taurus reading, this is definitely you feeling a little bit unbalanced within this situation. You're not feeling, and there's loss here too. You do have the card of loss. It says a major phase in your life is ending, but it does say embrace the newness. So there may be something that's ending that needs to end. And I'm not talking about the relationship. I'm talking about something within you. There is something that's getting in the way of this connection. And there is something that gets in the way of many connections, whoever's reading this is. And it's coming from you. And I'm sure you're going to hate me for saying that. But it's just true. You need to figure out what that is. Let's look into this deck here. For Taurus, please. For Taurus. For Taurus, you have distance. Maybe this month at some point you create distance between you and this person, or that person creates it, but there may be a retreat or a time out involved between the two of you this month. You do have Ace of Water, and it's a highly emotional time. Sure, you could have water highly aspected in your chart. They can. I personally have a Pisces stellium, so as much as I am air and earth, I have a lot of water. So it could be that one of you or both of you have a water highly aspected in your chart, but it also could be a highly emotional time for you in general. For Taurus, please. Look at this, Taurus. Look at what that says. Past, suffering. There is something in your past that promotes disharmony, and there's disharmony again. You've got disharmony twice. Conflict triggers. What did I say? I use that word, triggers. There is a trigger. Oh yeah, there's a trigger. You can be celebratory. I mean, listen, you have, and this is fate. You can decide the end of the story. The end of the story is yours to create. You can be celebratory, share your gifts, share your abundance. You have fate stepping in here. And what will you do with that? We never stop learning. We never stop learning. We never stop growing. The minute we do, something happens to show us how little control we actually have. You do have freedom, opportunity. I do believe that there is an opportunity here, Taurus. There is an opportunity for you. Self-care is required, and I do think this self-care comes from something from your past. There is a trigger involved here. And it says contracts, career, commitment. It says until debt do us part or tears us apart. You may have fear of commitment on that level. You may have fear of going all in a situation. Like I said, feel free to switch the roles here, but there's somebody in this connection that has a fear of going all in. It goes along to a certain point, and then you hit a brick wall. Balance is needed here. That is Libran energy, but balance is definitely needed here. There is something you need here, Taurus. Show me. Yep, it's your cosmic part. I mean, listen, whoever's reading this you have grown a lot. And you, I'm going to say it again, may feel that you have done all the work and now you want the reward. You want the harvest. I've done the work. I've worked on myself. I've done X, Y, and Z. But the universe is here to tell you that not so quick. Not so quick. You're not done. As long as you have a pulse, Taurus, you're not done. So there is something here blocking you, and you may have thoughts. Whoop, quiet. Sorry about that. You may have thoughts here that isolate you, that make you feel alone at times. Isolating thoughts. You may feel that detachment here is part of your self-care. You may detach when you feel that there is a possibility of you getting hurt. You may immediately isolate and detach. You may feel a lot of regret. You may repress a lot of your emotions. You do have, look, you have Jupiter, new beginnings, courage. You need to have the courage. You need to have the courage to take some action. You have a lot of good possibilities here, especially with this card. You have a lot of good possibility. And look, underneath it is the card of victory. Figure out what and look, maybe you are afraid of deception. Maybe you're afraid of being lied to. Maybe you're afraid of Somebody not being who they say they are. Dark night of the soul. Shadow side. There is a shadow side to you that you might not be aware of, Taurus. There is a shadow side to you that is stemming from a pain in your past. Every time I see the word parenthood in this reading, I keep thinking of childhood, to be honest with you. You will have a breakthrough, but I think that you have to get to a point where you realize that there is a wall that divides you. And the wall seems to crop up when you reach a certain point in the relationship. You can complete a cycle here. And here's the child card. Listen, every time I see this card, family, and I see the tiny little shoes, I think childhood. Maybe you were not nurtured. Maybe there was somebody in your child. And here's another epiphany card. This is why I use a double deck. There's something going on within you that you need to sort through. Maybe you need to have some compassion for yourself. When I see the spy card, it means many things, but I do think that you need to take an introspective look and figure out why you have lack, doubts. Your self-worth may be in question, and it may stem from something from your past. You may be a very controlling human being without meaning to be. It's not like you're meaning to control someone, but when someone has had a difficult past, sometimes that control, especially from an earth sign, is a sort of safeguard, right? You feel, so yeah, vulnerability. It hides your vulnerability. You will find strength and empowerment here, but here's regret. Again, there is something you're repressing here. You may have people on the other side that are looking to help you. You can transcend this. You have to be open to it, though. And here it is again. Self-worth is on the table again. Air sign, a lot of swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It might be, someone may have air highly aspected in their chart. Somebody may be an air sign. We are in an air sign season. This is the card of Gemini. This is the card of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So it could just be something that is going on during an air sign season. You have transcendence again. You have illusions, rose-colored glasses, confusion. You can bring back the stability and harmony in your life. By the fall, you could have this figured out. And look, you have air sign again. I'm telling you, this season for you, Taurus, is a very important season. There is something going on during this Gemini season that is really sort of really good for you in order for you to move on to the next thing, that the next timeline, the next level in your life. Do not sabotage this. And I can't say it enough. Whether you end up with this person or not, this was meant to come into your life. It was meant to come into your life to teach you about yourself. What are you doing? What is this brick wall? What is it? You have to try to figure that out. I really think that it's important. I'll pull one more card for you here. One more card for Taurus. Blood moon. Illusion. Illusion. Bottom of the deck, rider. Movement. Quick responses. Progress. So you have a choice. Are you going to stay in the illusion here? Or are you going to make progress and move and ride to the next chapter in your life? There is an addiction here on the table. The addiction could be anything. You could be addicted to passion. You could be addicted to that initial stage of a relationship. That initial, you could be in love with falling in love. But it's not, and we all live our lives and we like whatever we like, but that's fine as long as you understand that that isn't going to, that has no longevity, right? It doesn't. So you have to figure out what it is you want. And if I am speaking on your person, then that's sort of a warning for you, right? Because if I just describe the person you're with, you could get hurt. You could easily get hurt from someone like this. So do let me know in the comments here at Taurus which it is. I wish you the best. I am a Taurus moon, so I do hear you. I do see you. Namaste.